This conference will now be recorded.
Hope you can hear me.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Saujanya Shekhar, hope you are hearing me.
Yes, sir. Fine, sir.
Okay, so you're hearing me, right? Shekhar and Saujanya, just confirming.
Yes, sir.
I'm unable to hear you actually. One second. Okay, just put a chat message if you can hear me. Okay, fine, great. So let me go back to the notes. So what is our topic today? So using template tags to using template tags to okay. So the topic is like still static and models, static files and models, static files and models. So let me, so, so what is a template tag first of all? Template tag means that symbol, right? So flower braces. So you are inserting the information from the dictionary. So all those things you are doing, right? So same thing we are using for the static as well. Okay. So the first step is you have to use load static. Okay, so what you have to use? Load static. So where you have to use load static? So you have to use load static, or sometimes you need to just say load static files. So where you have to write that? You have to write it at the of the top of the page, below what? Below the doc type, below the doc type. So where you have to write this? In the below the doc type, okay? In the which file? In the HTML file, in the HTML file. So, but before doing all this, what we have to do? So we have to create an app. We have to create an app. Okay, point number one. App you have to create. Then you have to write these lines, load static. So where you will write load static? Here you will write the load static, and then if you want some image, so you can go for static images slash the name of the file dot jpg, the name of the file dot jpg. If you observe here, image src is equal to static, okay, so images slash slash the name of the file dot jpg, name of the file dot jpg. So in this way you are going to take up the things, okay. But first of all, what you have to create? You have to create the you have to create the app. You have to create the app. So we'll go with the same application as yesterday. So we will create the app. Okay. So for app creation, what I need to do? Okay. So meanwhile, I'll write the notes. So load static. Yes. App you have to create, not a project. App you have to create. Okay. So step number one. What is step number one? Step number one is going to be okay. So at the beginning. Okay, so at the beginning of the file, what you have to do? I told you, you can just go for load static. Or so sometimes load static may not work. So what you can use? You can use load static files. Load static files. Okay, so sometimes you can use load static or sometimes you can use load static files depending on the support, depending on the support your system is giving. Okay, so that is important. If your system is supporting load static, okay. If your system is not supporting load static, you have to go for load static files. Point number one. So point number two. So what is point number two? Whenever you want to include the static content, you have to use. So now we are only working with image. Later on, we will work with CSS, JS, and all. Okay. So for example, you are going to take up. Okay. So you are going to take up this particular line. Okay. So what is this? So we need to convey. Okay. So we need to convey that I'm going to use a static file. How will we do that? IMG, SRC, we know this, HTML. This is HTML. And what is this? Static images slash the name of the file. The name of the file. For example, we used what? Boy.gif. What we used? Boy.gif. So we used what? Boy.gif, right? We use boy.gif, right? So this one we are doing, right? Okay. So for this, what we have to do first? You have to create an app. So let us be in the same project. So let us be in the same project. Don't get away from that project. Now tell me the steps. If I want to create a HTML file, tell me what to do. Now project is ready. Project is ready. First you have to create the app, no? So static project. So you can just go here. Okay. So if you want to go here, what I should say? cd 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 okay, then cd, what is the name? Static cd static project, done. Okay, then you have to say django admin start app static app static app, right? Done. So django icon admin start app static app. So you are creating the app. Now first thing that we, after creating the app, okay, so close all the things. If at all other things are open, we can go for it. So go for this, go to, sorry, settings, not URLs. So settings. So already we did some things yesterday. What were they? OS dot, all this we did. Now what we need to do, we need to install the apps first. What is the app name? Static app. Static app, fine, right? Then we have to build the templates. We have to build the templates. So how to build the templates? Go to static project, right click here, say new directory. Okay. So what you'll say here? Templates. So under the templates, what you have to do? You have to go for a directory again. What you have to create? You have to create the app name. What is the app name? Static app. Remember all this? Static app. Okay. Under this, I will go for a HTML file. So let the HTML file will be wish. Okay. So now what is ready? HTML file is ready. Now where I have to load the static, load static, where I have to write? Under the doc type, under the doc type. So you can just say this. Okay. So, and what you have to say here? Load static files. We'll try with static files. If it is working, okay. If it is not working, we will go for the other. So what we said here, load static files. Is this clear? Okay. Then after that, what I need to go for? I need to go for, okay. So I need to go for filling this file. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just copy this. I'll give you this file also. All the things are easy. I'll give you this file. Don't worry. So simply I'll copy this, load static files, and I have to take off the numbers. Okay, so I have to take off the numbers. So this numbers I have to take off. So while numbers taking off, we will understand each and every line. First line, document type. Second one, to load the static files. Third one, HTML. In HTML, we have lang is equal to en, dir is equal to ltr. So these are optional. Okay, so you can take them off, no problem. So direction is like left to right and all. Okay, so this is direction, left to right, so not required. So head, you know this. Meta, we will talk about later. Okay, so meta is like giving the information to the page. Okay, so giving the information to the page. So title, you know it. What is title? You know what is title? Title of the web page. Okay, so this is style. This is CSS. What is this? CSS. So what is CSS, sir? CSS is going to give you a design. So most of the people know CSS. That is why I just kept this. Okay. So basically what happens, I'll tell you, the people who don't know HTML, CSS, I'll just explain them. Don't worry. So color is equal to green. Okay. So later on you will understand it completely. So for now, try and understand the theme. Okay. So CSS style can be kept under what? CSS style can be kept under the style tag. Can be kept under the style tag. Getting my point? Yes or no? Get kept under the style tag. Okay. Next, body. Now body. So body, in body what I have done? I have taken H1. So what is H1? H1 is generally, H1 is generally what? H1 is generally what? Generally the upper tag, the upper heading tag. Okay, but what we used here, ID is equal to H11. So what do I mean by that? What is ID is equal to H11? You apply this H11 style to this content. Okay, so color is equal to red. So you apply that style over here. That is a point. Is this clear? Yes or no? Okay, next. So we are going for, okay. So the boy, this boy is dancing with joy. Okay, so dancing with joy. So what we said, boy dot diff. Don't just copy and paste. Just do some arrangements. Okay. So what are that arrangements? I'll tell you. Now body and HTML, right? So now here, if you observe, this is double quotes, this is double quotes, this is also double quotes. So all double quotes will get confused. So that is why we are going for single quotes. We are going for what? Single quote. So this is single quotes. Yes. So under single quotes, you have kept that. So alt. Okay. So alt is used for what? Alternate text. So whenever you want the alternate text to be there, so it can be available, right? Clear? Everything is clear now? So what we have done over here, we have created a HTML page. Now tell me what is the content of the HTML page. You have to get the image, get the message, get the date, and get the image. So image already there, no problem. Okay, now for example, if I want to run this HTML file, now tell me what to do. Forget about image and message and date. Now I want to run this. Tell me what I have to do. ఇప్పుడు ఇది నేను రన్ చేయాలి అంటే నేను ఏం చేయాలి? Sorry, URL. You have to create the URL. Okay. So in the URL, what I need to do? re underscore path as URL. Super excellent. Then you have to give the URL. Super. So in the URL, okay. So something like greet, something greet or something. Anything you can give, of course. So comma. So what I should run? I should run views dot some name. Okay. greetings. So views dot greetings. So views we need to import now. So import this name, static app views, right? Okay, greetings is not created. So we will go and create the greetings. Okay, so where I have to go? I have to go to the app, I have to go to the views, and I will go for greetings. So what I have to say? df greetings. Remember all these things or not? Support. Okay, sorry. Request. So request. So request colon. Okay. So what you have to say? Return. Render. No. Uh, render. That HTTP response over. That is only for first job. Uh, render. For the request, you send the response. So what response I should send? Static app. Hmm. Static app slash. What is the name of the HTML? Wish.html. Wish.html. Clear? Okay. Now settings ready. Template ready. URL ready. Views ready. Okay. As everything is ready, what I can say? Py manage.py run server. Okay. Now click this. Right. So what I have to say now? I have to say greet. Now what it is saying? Wish.html is not available. Where we are making templates. Templates path we did not put no. So what are the templates path? You can take from the previous projects. So go to template project. So template path should be set like this, right? So same thing you can copy and close the settings of the previous file, put it here and copy this over here. Done. Template dir. That's it. Okay. So again, the URL will be automatically running, and then again you can run this. Now this time I will say greet. Okay. Now static files is not registered library. So it is saying go for static. I told you know that may work or this may work. So what I can do here, I can go for static. Yes, it's like specific to the environment. So again I changed. So as I did changes to HTML, it is not reloading. So I'll just make a change here, right? And now as we make change to URL, it may load. Okay. If it is not loading, you can say Control C. So Control C, and then again you say py manage run.py, and then again run this. Now you go for greet. Image came, current date and time. You got the information, but you did not get the time, right? So why you did not get that? Exactly. We did not see which.html is taking two values. What are they? Message it is taking date also. So message we did not give and date we did not give. So from where we have to give them? You have to give them from the views. Create a dictionary. Create a dictionary. Understanding my point? Okay. So the dictionary should contain two messages. The dictionary should contain two messages. So what is the first message? The first message is okay. So what is the first message? So insert message, insert date, right? So insert date colon. So you want the date. So how can I get the date? I can get the date by date time now, date time dot date time. So automatically this one will come. Okay. So dot now, right? So now I will go for DT. I'll go for DT. Getting my point? Insert date colon DT. Okay. Next thing. Next, I want some message also. Okay. So what is the message? Insert MSG. Insert what? Insert MSG colon. Okay. So MSG colon. So we want to give some image, some message. Hello, boy. You got A grade. Okay, some message I'm giving. Right? Now, how to send these two? You can send by the context. You can send by the context. What is the context? DCT. So automatically you are sending the context. So those context will go as a dictionary and you can use the dictionary keys. You can use the dictionary keys under what? Under the template tags. Under the template tags. Hope you understood the flow. Yes? Is that clear? Pakka? Okay. So just go here. Automatically loading will be done. So now again you can go for, okay, just refresh it. Just refresh it. Now, what all extra information I got? Hello boy, you got A grade. Current date and time is the time and date. And the boy is dancing with joy. Everything is coming? Yes. How it is possible? How this output is possible? How this output is possible? This output is possible. Okay. So this is the output. This output is possible. First we'll go with the flow. First greet. Where this greet is coming from? No. Where that greet is coming from? From the URLs. From the URLs. I'll copy it and give it to you. So from the URLs, right? Okay. So what is this file? URLs.py. Right? So from the URLs you are getting that. Okay. Then so where the URLs is going? URLs is going to the greetings. URLs is going to the greetings. Okay. So greetings. So where is greetings? Greetings is in the views. Okay. So again I'll copy this. I'm going with the flow as I told you. Okay. So I'm going to the views dot py. Views dot py. Okay. Next. Views.py. So in views.py, you actually have DT and you actually have the message. So they are directly there only. But in the page, you also have the image. You also have the image. So where that image is coming from? Image is coming from where? Coming from the images folder. Coming from the images folder. So coming from the images folder in the sense, how you kept that? You put that in HTML. Understanding the flow? So this is which.html? Wish.html. Is this clear? Yes, wish.html. Okay. So wish.html contains insert message current date which are coming from here. It is containing image also. It is containing image also. Okay. How we set up the image? How we set up the image? In the settings we set up the image, no? How we set up the image? We just said this one. Okay. So we just said this one. So static image setting. Settings.py. So what changes you have to do? Settings.py for static directory. For static directory, you can have this. Okay. Next, for templates. For templates, what you can have? For templates, what you can have? So for templates, you can have this, no? Yes or no? The changes you need to do. So for templates, you require this. Okay, for both of this, you require what? You require import OS also, no? You require import OS also. Okay, so you require this one also. Understanding? Okay. So these three things you have to do. This is for normal everything. This for the base directory, this for the static directory, and this for the templates. Am I clear? Am I clear with my points here? Okay. So settings, URLs, views, and the HTML file. So for HTML, you know what to do. Is this clear? So this is how we can go for the static files. Yes. Okay. Next, we will talk about the models. So today, what we will do is we will just have the model. Okay. So again, static file, CSS file can be created. So that I'll show you later because most of you don't know what is CSS and all. So again, once we go through CSS, again we will talk one day. So we are going to work with. So I'll just introduce models. I'll just give you some information on models today. So and tomorrow we will build the models. Tomorrow we will build the models. Okay. Right. So basically, whenever we talk about this particular architecture, the Django architecture, it is an MVT architecture. MVT. Views we already know. T for templates. M for models. M for models. So whenever you are working with web applications using Django, we need to work with the database. We need to work with the database. If you observe, whenever we run any project, we are getting something like DB SQLite 3. What we are getting? DB SQLite 3. So this is the database. This is the database. So all your data can be here. No, sir, I don't want to use this. You can use Oracle, you can use MySQL, or you can use any database for that matter. This is the default database. This is the default database that you get. But anyhow, you can use the other things also. Am I clear? Yes. So whenever we are talking about the databases, so this is the way that we are connected with the databases. Okay. Now generally what we create in the database is we create the tables. We create the tables. We give some information in the tables and everything. Okay. Now it is not like you have to go and create the table in the database and everything. So you can do it from the Django itself. From the Django itself. Okay. So from where you can do? You can do it from the Django itself. Okay. So now in the settings, if you observe, we have the database engine and the database name already kept up. What is that database? Default database. What is the database? Default data. Who is the default database, sir? DB SQLite 3. If you want any other things, you can add up. You can add up. Now, for example, if I want MySQL, if I want Oracle, I can add up the databases also. I'll show you. I'll show you how to deal with MySQL, how to deal with other databases other than SQLite 3. Yes. Okay. So now basically what we need to keep, we need to keep the engine. Engine means what type of database is. Name of the database. User. So user in Oracle, if you remember, you have system manager. Okay, so like that. So you will give Scott, Tiger. So many things will be there. So there. you give the host, you give the port number. So all these things will be there. All these things will be there. So I'll tell you when we use DB SQLite 3, how to use it. So when you are using MySQL, how to use it. I'll tell you everything. Don't worry. Yes, is that clear? So whenever we want to know that the database is connected or not, we can just say, we can create a project and we can say py manage.py shell. Okay, so py manage.py shell. So if we are getting the cursor and the connection created, so the database is available. Now, for example, if I say, okay, so I'll just say Control C and I'll just put this shell. So what will be open? Python shell is open. What is open? Python shell is open. What is open, sir? Python shell is open. Okay. So now here what I'll do, is the database loaded or not? We are just checking. We are just checking is the database loaded or not. So from Django, okay. So import the connection. So Django.db means Django's database. Django's database. And then you are going to create the cursor. You are going to create the cursor. So now I will say, so what is this? Cursor is created. Now I am okay with the DB SQLite 3. Means I can insert the data, I can delete the data, I can do whatever I want. On what? On the database. On which database? SQLite 3. SQLite 3 database. Am I clear? Am I clear with my points? Yes or no? So this way you can check the database is available or not. Understanding my points? Right? So today we will not go into the things because I want to go one by one. Okay, so I don't want to rush because these things, once you practice, only you will get. Models, again, lot of programming things will be there, inheritance and all those kind of things. So that is why we will go for it in the next session. So today I want you to finish the task. Okay. So now what we have kept here, so we have kept this static images and all. So now I want you people to go for different images. Now, for example, I want 3 images, I want 4 images. How can I keep that 4 images? So this kind of task I want you to do. Okay. So this file I'll send you in 1 minute. Okay. So hope Shekhar and Saujanya, you will also do the same. Okay. So finish the project right away. Okay. So one day, in half an hour or 40 minutes, I took the class. So you finish we finish the theoretical discussion. The next 20 minutes, you can just build the project. So you will get the confidence. That is the main issue here. Okay. Yeah. Start your project.